Hello and welcome to Mandarines. This is episode 13, and today I'm filming from France. It's been quite a while since I podcasted, and that's because I explained it in the previous episode. I'm in France at the moment visiting family, and that's the second week that I'm in France, and I actually thought that I would record another episode before, but I was in the countryside in Brittany, in the middle of nowhere, and I had the internet connection was very, very bad. I only had internet through my mom's phone, and that was just impossible to record and upload an episode. I could have recorded it actually, but I was so in the moment that I completely forgot to record, and I tried to spend as much time with my family as possible. So just podcasting wasn't a priority at the moment. I visited my parents the last time was in January, so it's been 5 months, and I've just tried to spend as much time with them as possible. Today is today is my last day in France. I'll be flying back tomorrow morning, and I don't know when I will be back to France. So I'm just trying to enjoy as much as I can. So as I said, the week before I was in Brittany. So if you're not familiar with France, Brittany is the western part of France, and we spent a week there, and it was absolutely beautiful. I haven't been to Brittany since I was maybe 3 or 4 years old, so over 20 years. And it's such a beautiful, beautiful place. There's a lot of French people that talk about Brittany all the time, and I knew that it was a beautiful place, but I had no idea how beautiful it was. We stayed in a very, very tiny village on the border of Brittany. We're actually in the south of Normandy, but we were like 5 minutes from Brittany. And we were in this tiny village in the middle of nowhere. I think there's like, I don't know, 10 houses. So there's a couple of families that live there. And we were surrounded by horses, by fields, by beautiful, beautiful nature. And every night I was trying to take a small walk, and so there's the village, and there's like different roads that goes in different directions, and every night we've tried to take a different road to explore our surroundings a little bit. And one evening, I think it was the last evening, we took this little road that we never took before, and it was around maybe 7 or 8 p.m. and we reached the top. It was kind of a hill, so we reached the top of the hill, and the view there was the most beautiful thing ever. We could see really, really far the fields and the different villages, and we could also see the Mont Saint Michel, which is, it's like, I don't know if I can really call it an island. It's some kind of church and a village that is built. It's kind of an island. There's a bridge that connects the island to the mainland, but it's so beautiful. It was built in the Middle Ages, or maybe even before. I think around the 10th century, something like that. And it's absolutely beautiful. Just stone houses, and different churches inside, and absolutely beautiful. Every day we were exploring a different city, or we're doing something different. Um, we went to Saint-Malo, which is on the coast, and you can take the ferry to the UK from Saint-Malo. Walking around, we've also been to a mohair farm, visiting the farm and cuddling the baby goats. that was that was absolutely fantastic, and it was so cute because in the nursery, so the the goats just gave birth, so there were like 20 something baby goats, and so they were in this like inside in the farm, and they were coming to us, and they were trying to nib on everything, on the shoelaces, on my dress, because, well, they were searching for the milk. So that was absolutely cute. Quite challenging to take pictures, but that was absolutely gorgeous. I held a couple of babies, and their belly was so warm, and yeah, so cute. What else did we do? We ate a lot of seafood, obviously. We went to, I don't really know how it's called in English, but in French it's la pêche à pied. It's when you take your bucket, your shoes, your boots, and you go to the beach and try to get seafood when the tide is low. So we did that. We got a couple of oysters. We got some mussels. We even found a tiny crab, but we let him go. Yeah, just enjoying the countryside, taking pictures, and going to restaurants, and just enjoying ourselves. And so I came back to Paris Monday, and yeah, I've been a couple of times to Paris. I went to L'Oisiveté. I don't know if you've heard about it. It's a French coffee shop slash yarn shop in Paris. And so L'Oisiveté just opened a new shop, which is called Bien-Aimé. So they're still trying to opening the shop, but there's still not a lot of products inside yet. There's a couple of there's a few skins, but they're still waiting for the rest of the products to arrive. So that's the little card with the map on the side, on the back. And it's an area in Paris that I really like, because I love Asian food. So whenever I go there, I always try to eat something Asian. So I went there once, and I ate delicious Vietnamese food. So when I was there, I wasn't planning to get anything, but because I didn't know what she had in the shop, so I wasn't planning to get any yarn, because I received quite a couple of things, and I'm gonna receive more things in Latvia. They might have arrived already. But when I saw this little bento bag, I knew that I had to get it. It's linen or cotton. Yeah. Wait, it's actually a blend of hemp, 55% hemp and 45% organic cotton, and it's made in California. And it's called the Ambatalia bento bag. I think that's the bag that Karen Templer from Fringe Association sells in her shop. So it's called Ambatalia. So It's quite practical because you just wrap it on top. It's very, very cute. Yeah, so I can show you what's in the bag. Well, actually, I'm gonna show you the finished object, and then I'm gonna talk about the works in progress and the yarn that I got. So my newest shawl pattern has been released. Here it is. It's called Blum. I don't know if you can see. There's little flowers on the central panel. So that's a semicircular shawl, and the lace is only in the middle section. So when you knit, you start with, you increase the eyelet section, and then when you reach the bottom, you start knitting on this little flower stitch that is very entertaining. It's not complicated at all, it just adds a bit more texture to the shawl because it's quite a simple design, and I really wanted to showcase the yarn. For this one I have used Queen & Co. Tern in the terracotta colorway, and the yarn is a blend of wool and silk. So here it is, and I've just added a little picot edging. I know that I don't like binding off, but I really wanted to have something simple to finish the design, and I thought that an applied border might be too much. I really wanted to have something very, very simple. And that's how it looks. It's quite a nice size shawl. You can wear it this way, and also I like to just pull it this way as well. And this little shawl, I started working on it in January. So in Latvia, it's the middle of winter. In January, we already, I think January is like the third month of winter already. So, and we only start to get into spring in April or something. So winter lasts for a very, very long time in Latvia. And when it's not snowing, everything is grey. It's quite grey, and we still have the pine trees, obviously, but there's not a lot of colors around, and that's something that I really, really missed. And coming from France, which is quite in the south compared to Latvia, we have spring comes very, very early, so that's something that I'm really not used to. And the light, we almost don't have light in the winter. We might have 4 to 5 hours of sunlight in the day, and then it's very dark and very gray. So there's a place that I love to go to in the winter, and it's the Botanical Museum, because there's a couple of greenhouses, and when you get inside, it's so warm. It's above 25 degrees, I think, and flowers are blooming, and when outside it's snowing, it's such a nice place to go to. And I imagined this shawl when I was walking in the greenhouses. I was craving for not warm weather, but for flowers in bloom. I wanted to see flowers blooming. And when I came back home, I made a little research and wanted to find a beautiful flower stitch. And that's what I did. I practiced a little bit, and I imagined this shawl. I imagined magnolia trees and the flowers that fall, and yeah, that's how I designed this shawl. And for the pictures, I went back to the Botanical Museum in April, and we took the pictures under the magnolia trees that were in bloom. So that was a very, very nice way to finish this design. So that's the finished object. I don't have anything else finished at the moment. It took me some time to finish it because I only had 2 skins of Quince and Company Tern, and I needed a 3rd skin to finish it. So, for what's on my needles? I'm making another Blum shawl with this yarn. And this is Skin Homestead Light, which is a 4-ply yarn. It's 100% Australian Polwarth, and the colorway is Mademoiselle. And that's 590 yards, which is 540 meters. That's a big, big skein. So I'm making another Blum. You can see the progress. And the yarn is absolutely beautiful. I've never worked with Polwarth before, and this is absolutely beautiful. I don't know if you're watching the Skin podcast with Kristen, but you should definitely check it out. She's an indie dyer, and she introduced Homestead Lights not a long time ago. I think that's one of her latest bays, and this yarn has not been processed. It's not superwash wool, and it means that she explained it very well. She explained that basically you're not gonna have the same kind of color if you apply it on superwash wool or on non-treated wool. She said that the colorway is more subtle and not as bright as it would be with superwash wool, and that's something that I really, really love. I'm not really into bright colors. I really like subtles and soft, and this colorway is absolutely beautiful. I don't know if you can see the variation, but there's like light, more white parts, more gray parts, and it's between purple and gray, and it's absolutely beautiful. The the texture, the feeling of the yarn is completely different from this one. Obviously, this one is much more fluffy. So I'm really excited to see how it's gonna grow and how it's gonna block. Actually, it's absolutely beautiful. So that's the first project that I'm working on at the moment. Then I'm working on another project, and for this one I'm using Lizzles, which is also known as Buckle View. I'm using her 100% superfine alpaca. It's a sport weight and it's been dyed with black walnut. So here it is. And I'm working on another design at the moment. And the yarn is so beautiful. I've knit with baby alpaca or superfine alpaca before, and well, if you've knit with alpaca before, you know that it doesn't have the same drape as wool, as sheep wool. You will never have the same results. I really like the texture of the yarn. The color is absolutely beautiful. And it shows that stitches so well. So well. So Liesl sent me this skin to review it a couple of months ago, and it stayed in my stash for quite a while because I just didn't want to knit a swatch and not use the yarn after. I really wanted to find a stitch a stitch that will showcase the yarn very well. So I think that this lace stitch is absolutely perfect for it. So that's the second work in progress. The third one is sitting in my project bag at the moment because I didn't find the time to knit so much when I was in Brittany. I knit like a couple of rows and that was it. I was so busy enjoying things that I didn't really have the time to sit and knit. But I took the work in progress with me just in case I would work on it, which I didn't. That's another design that I'm working on at the moment. I knit maybe two rows on it, and that was it. Then, for the stash enhancement, I've been gifted a pattern for my birthday by the lovely Isabel of the Fluffy Fibers podcast. It's a pattern that I've been wanting to knit for a very long time, and I didn't know which yarn I would use for this project, and I know that it's going to be a very long time project, time consuming project, and I was a bit worried to cast it on because I knew that it would take a lot of time. So she gifted me the quill pattern by Giant Flood from Brooklyn Treed. I absolutely love this pattern. And it's a Shetland inspired shawl. Yeah, it's called a Shetland Hap shawl. It's absolutely beautiful. I imagine wearing it in the spring, in the fall, in the winter. It's something that I will wear all the time. And there's two versions of the shawl. There's a very large one, and there's a small one that, I mean, small. It requires yeah, the small version requires 1,100 yards of fingering weight yarn, and the large one, well, there's a lot of different colors, approximately 2,150 yards. So a lot of yarn. So if you live in Europe, you might know Drops from Garn Studio, and in the month of May every year they have 2 sales every year, and in May they had the 35% off sale. So I grabbed a couple of skins. I took the alpaca, Drops alpaca, which is a 100% alpaca, and I think that's between fingering and sport weight. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 skins to make this beautiful pattern. And I keep the yarn in this little thrifted basket that I brought from Brittany. So I'm really excited to start working on this project. I don't have any personal projects. At the moment, everything is work related, knitting. So sometimes I really want to cast something on and without feeling guilty of working on something else. And this is going to be the perfect project because the shawl is it's absolutely huge, and yeah, it's gonna take me a couple of months to finish it, and that's something very good. I don't want to pressure myself and just tell me that, oh, you have to get this done as soon as possible. I really want to take my time and knit a couple of rows a day if that's the only time that I have. So when I was in Brittany, I always try to buy local products. So what I did, I found some tea. This one is organic green tea with seaweed and mint. I haven't tried this yet. So I got this. This is the Brittany's flag. I got caramel au beurre salé, which is salted butter caramels. It's specific from this region of France. They do everything with butter, and a huge amount of butter. And then there's a couple of windmills in Brittany. There's not a lot of them working in France anymore, but some people, they're trying to restore them, renovate them. And we've been there a couple of times because we bake bread. We bake our own bread, and we try to find as fresh flour as possible. And so we went to this place and we got maybe 10 kilograms of flour, something like that. And the flour is so good. They have wheat, they have spelled buckwheat, different grains that they process in the windmill. I'm not gonna show you all the things that we bought there, but yeah, there's something that we absolutely love to support agriculture and artisanat in the different regions that we go to, and we've been so inspired visiting the countryside, and we want to take advantage of our stay in Latvia and try to explore the countryside a little bit more, go to the different ethnographic museums, and yeah, just learn more about the artisanat and the agriculture, things like that in Latvia. There's a last thing that I have to show you. I realized that I forgot to bring it here, so I'm gonna bring it. So, speaking of Latvia, there's a book that I saw while I was in the Latvian mitten workshop in Riga's Old Town. There's a book that has been published by a Japanese company, and the how's it called? The Latvian museum didn't sell this book, and I really, really wanted to get a copy of it, because even though it's in Japanese, there's a lot of pictures inside. It's illustrated. There's photographs of Latvia, of the ethnographic museum. There's photographs of the workshop place. It's a very, very beautiful book, and as I said before, I really want to learn how to knit Latvian mittens, so I'm trying to find as much material as possible about the mittens. So this is the book. It's called Hand Knitted Mittens of Latvia. It's quite a thick book, and I found it in the Japanese bookstore in Paris. Then inside there's a couple of pictures, there's charts, and yeah, so many beautiful, beautiful things. That's in the ethnographic museum, and every year they have the old-time craft fair. I think this year is, I think it's in May or in June, so I'm planning to go there this year. And that's inside the ethnographic museum. If you follow my blog, last year I went there a couple of times, but last year I shoot a couple of pictures there, and they're all on my blog. So if you want to check it out, be inspired, just go and have a look. Ethnographic museums are my favorite types of museums. I absolutely love going to these places. And so as I said before, there's 4 different regions in Latvia, and each region has its own ethnographic museum. So I've been to one ethnographic museum, and I want to go to the 3 other ones. And a little picture of Riga, that's the old town. And at the end of the book, there's the place, there's Hobby Wool, the yarn shop that I always talk about. And it's called Sena Klets, the costume museum. It's a very, very beautiful book, and even though I don't read Japanese, I can still get inspiration from it, and there's a couple of things that I can understand, because Japanese use the same, some of the Chinese characters, so there's a couple of things that I can understand, but it's mostly for the inspiration, and everything is very well explained. So So yeah, I think that's it for this week. As I said before, there's not a lot of knitting because it's family time and adventure time and countryside time, so not a lot of sitting. So yeah, I'll be flying back to Latvia tomorrow morning very early, so I'll be back in Riga tomorrow and back to work on Monday. So I will have more things to show you, maybe next week. Yeah, I think I might record next week or the week after. So yeah, you can find me on Ravelry as Mandarines. You can find me on Instagram as bmandarines. My blog is bmandarines.squarespace.com, and you can find my Blum pattern on Ravelry. So I wish you a wonderful, wonderful beginning of your weekend, because today is Friday. I'm gonna try to upload the podcast today. Yeah, so see you in the next episode when I will be in Latvia. Bye.